Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on the channel Charles Morse, and we all know what is happening with Palworld. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are going after the creator of Palworld, and no, is it for the wrong reasons? Because I've read off of a YouTube video that they're going after Palworld for gaming mechanics. Necessarily, if I had another reason to actually go after power, I would probably my main reason be pretty much copyright infringement. That's what I would think. I mean, yeah, I mean, here's the thing if you want to try to infringe on somebody's copyright, that's a big no-no, and that can get you in trouble with the courts, and then that would require you to fork over a lot of cash to the company that you infringed on their copyrights. I mean, yeah. That is just how that's, in my opinion, what sorry. In my opinion, that's just what Pokemon Company should really be going after. And Nintendo. I'm sorry, I left out Nintendo. And the Pokemon Company together. They are suing the creator of Palworld, and for some reason they're going after Palworld for gaming mechanics. And to be honest with you, I know what the Pokemon series actually is. I played the games, and I know what the games of Pokemon really are. I played Yellow, I played Fire Red, I played Crystal, I played Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, I played Pokemon X, I played Pokemon Leaf Green, I've played a lot of those games. I've played Pokemon Moon, I played Ultra Moon, I played Sword, and I played Pokemon Violet, so I'm familiar with what the game it really is. And I'll just give the description of what Pokemon really is. Pokemon is a turn-based RPG where you take turns attacking your opposing Pokemon, and then you do whatever is necessary to bring the opposing Pokemon's HP down to 0, where they don't have any left. And you want to use your head too, because what you want to try to do is you want to try to KO your opponent's Pokemon in one blow. Now, however, if you are, if your type is weak to the opposing Pokemon, you're not gonna have that much luck with that. So, before you go into battle, you want to study your opponent carefully and try to guess which Pokemon they're gonna send out, and try to at least just try to actually send out a type of Pokemon that is actually weak to your opponents. That's pretty much what you do. If it is a wild Pokemon that you're battling against, you don't want to knock it out completely. If it's one that you want to actually have, then don't knock it out completely. Now, however, that's how it's always been ever since up to Ultra Moon, and the first Pokemon game that ever got put on here on the Nintendo Switch was they recreated Pokemon Yellow, Blue, and I think Red, Red of the Game Boy Color, and they came out with a remake of the game, and they called it Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. And that was where you could, if you got to a certain point, you could end up bringing Pokemon from Pokemon Go onto Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu or Eevee, depending on which one you had. The second one I can remember just coming out was Pokemon Sword. The game that you're seeing right now it's introduced a different kind of way you play Pokemon. Say, for example, in max layers, if you wanted to catch the Pokemon in max dens or max layers, you had to knock out the Pokemon first before you could actually catch the Pokemon. However, most of the time, you weren't always at a success of trying to catch it in a max den. And you you just had to if the Pokemon you were catching in a max den got away from you from being catch and that stuff, I mean, don't worry. There's always a retry. If you find that same Pokemon that you're trying to catch before and you succeed the next time, then that was what you good for you. Good for you. And since Pokemon Sword came around, it's been a different way of trying to catch Pokemon in their max form. Now, if you were playing in a wild area, the rules would have been the same for in the past generations. It would have been the same in wild areas. You'd have to diminish or try to get the HP of that Pokemon that you were facing close to zero. And you want to be careful of your level that it was at, because if your level was like overall high than the wild Pokemon, then yeah, most of the time you would knock it out in one hit. So you want to be careful of that. You got to catch if you ever do end up succeeding trying to get the wild Pokemon's HP close to zero and that stuff, then chances of catching it would be easier. Now, if I add there that if you put to sleep, it would make it much easier. So if you put the opposing Pokemon, a wild Pokemon, to sleep, and its HP is close to zero, then chances of catching it is gonna be much easier. And you won't have to You won't even have to, once the wild Pokemon is caught, then you can try to catch it again and then pull it up for trade, hoping that you have a chance of getting a good Pokemon. But I gotta remind you too that there are players that mod their Pokemon and try to make it have skills that are power that is like beyond their max their max their max level. Or what do I want to say? Their max power. So you want to be careful of getting trade Pokemon from PokemonGens.com and sites that would allow you to mod your Pokemon. And if you ever go into battle with modded Pokemon, I'm sure you get an email from Nintendo saying that they have detected inappropriate activity. And this is one of the things that you want to be careful of. Anyway, back to what I wanted to talk about. Palworld. Pokemon Company is suing Palworld over gaming mechanics. Now, I don't know why somebody would think that that would be the wrong reason. Alright, yeah, and my character, sorry. My character is absolutely like, how it would be in Palworld. Alright? That would be the same thing. And instead of the trainer just being able to order Pokemon around, or pals around, they get to actually fight other pals. And that's not what the Pokemon Company actually has actually done with Pokemon. So I thought that was okay. I guess that sounds kind of cool. But again, I wasn't going to actually be too um, happy with what Palworld was doing because, you know, basically Palworld was trying to make something that Pokemon wasn't. A game that, or even a game that the Pokemon Company wouldn't make. And Palworld was like, okay, so we're gonna create a game similar to what Game Freak made, but we're gonna add some extra twist to the game and make it so enjoyable that people will want to buy our products. That's what the creators of Palworld really wanted to do. And sure enough, Palworld created the where your own personal avatar, got to fight other pals, and you got to friend other pals too, and you got to order them around and order them to fight other pals. And that that pretty much got Nintendo's and the Pokemon Company's attention. They didn't really notice Palworld's success when Palworld first launched for other consoles other than the Nintendo Switch system. Now, I don't know where you got Palworld from, but I'm sure you could play this on PC. I'm sure you could I'm sure you could do a lot of stuff in Palworld that Pokemon wouldn't let you do. I'm pretty sure everybody loved Palworld more than Pokemon due to the fact that you could just have your Pokemon or your pals fight alongside you and just attack other pals with your avatar. That was pretty. I didn't really like what the creators of Palworld were doing. And the creators of Palworld were basically just making a game that Pokemon wasn't. Yeah. And Palworld was so cool, I'll admit that. But I knew somewhere along the way that the Pokemon Company was going to have a problem with it. I didn't know that both Nintendo and the Pokemon Company were going to go after the creator of the Palworld for gaming mechanics, which man, honestly, I would have gone after Palworld for copyright infringement. But yeah, anybody, it was what it was, and it is what it is. Nintendo went after Palworld for game mechanics, and maybe I don't know if they went after Palworld for copyright infringement too. I have no idea. But whatever reason that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo are going after the creator of the Palworld, I am pretty sure that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo know exactly why they're going after Palworld. Okay, it's pretty. It's it's just that. Now, Palworld, however, is not a turn-based RPG like Pokemon, so I'm sure that made the game different between Pokemon and Palworld. Um, I, Pokemon with guns in Palworld? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My crazy German Shepherd is barking at something. Um, anyway, my, Pokemon are pals with guns. I don't even know what to say about that, to be honest. I mean, me, honestly, it's certainly a different concept. I mean, I get how Palworld and Pokemon are a little bit different, but they're still a little bit somewhat similar. But still, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo can pretty much have a problem with the creator of Palworld. If they're going after Palworld for gaming mechanics, there should be for copyright infringement too. If Palworld, the creator of Palworld, ever infringed upon the Pokemon Company's copyright content, that's how that's probably how it should go. And if there's any other any other things that the Pokemon Company wants to go after, I'm sorry, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, if there's anything else that they want to go after the creator of the Palworld for, other than gaming mechanics and copyright infringement, then it could be something else that I would be able to figure out. But I'm sure that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo can actually figure out exactly what they're going to go after the creator of the Palworld for. Now, there is another YouTube video that I've actually seen, and it said that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo are going after Palworld for the wrong reasons. I don't know if that is necessarily really, really true. If they're going after Palworld for gaming mechanics, that's probably some of the reason why the Pokemon Company and Nintendo are going after Palworld. If they're going after the creator of Palworld for gaming mechanics, then they would pretty much know what kind of gaming mechanics are similar to that of Pokemon. Now, I don't even know for sure if Palworld is basically turn-based, like Pokemon. But even if it is, that's would be like one reason why um Nintendo and the Pokemon Company would go after Palworld. If the gaming mechanics are the same and it's that same turn-based that we're all familiar of with the Pokemon games, then the Pokemon Company and Nintendo will know exactly why they're going after the creator of Palworld for gaming mechanics. I would definitely be going after Palworld for copyright infringement, because at first when I saw Palworld, at first I thought that, oh my goodness, this is definitely got to infringe upon the copyrights of the Pokemon Company. I thought, yeah, how can the Pokemon Company, like, really live with this? And that was my thought. At first, I looked at a video that was uploaded by Review Tech USA. This was back when Rich actually did gaming news. And he just, well, it wasn't just him. It was some other guy too, explaining about what Palworld was. I thought that the trainer or the avatar that was building their own houses, I thought that this kind of mixed in the Minecraft concept a bit. Or Fortnite. That was my first thought on Palworld. Fortnite, yeah, I could think that would be a little bit more, like a much more accurate kind of concept that Palworld actually used. And yeah, I was pretty much indeed kind of right about that. So I think that perhaps not just the Pokemon Company and Nintendo go after Palworld. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I needed that coffee. I think instead of the Pokemon Company and Nintendo going after Palworld, I think that Epic Games should actually join the Pokemon Company and Nintendo and um, sue Palworld for just infringing on their copyrights too. Like suing Palworld for creating something that was similar to like build mode in Fortnite. Yeah, that's what I would think. Maybe I think maybe Epic. I'm sorry. I think Mojang. I think that the concept of building in Minecraft is a little bit different than Palworld. I don't think that Mojang would have any sort of reason for joining in this lawsuit against Palworld. I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I Epic Games, the building concept in Fortnite, I think is a little bit similar in Palworld. Not that in Fortnite you can build houses. I mean, you could try to build a house in creative mode. It probably might be a little similar. It might be a little similar. Okay, I think Epic Games should actually go after the creator of the Palworld for stealing their idea of just their building concept. I mean, I feel Epic Games should I feel like Epic Games should be joining in this lawsuit. Because I think it's necessary for Epic Games to actually really, really just I'm sorry. I think it's very, very necessary for Epic Games to actually join the Pokemon Company and Nintendo because Palworld is stealing the building concept from Fortnite, and they deserve to actually that Epic Games has a right to go after Palworld. But if there's only one reason why I would think Epic Games would actually go after Palworld, then I think it's probably worthless for them to do that anyway. But, you know, that could change. That could change. that could change, and then um, I um, I don't even understand why Epic Games would actually file a lawsuit against I don't know why Epic Games would file a lawsuit against Palworld. Like I said, the stealing the building concept in Fortnite, I think, is just pretty useless. Because I think if there's just one reason why Epic Games would actually go after Powell for stealing the building concept in Fortnite, I don't think it's any use. I mean, I really think that ain't gonna do Epic Games any good to go after Power for the building concept. You can build houses in creative mode, but not that you can furnish your house if you even tried in creative mode. But I don't think Epic Games really has any sort of reason to go after Palworld. If there's only two companies that have a right to go after Palworld, and that is the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, then the Pokemon Company and Nintendo know exactly what to go after Palworld for. I am quite disgusted with why Palworld did what they've actually done. I don't like it. To what Palworld did to the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, but you know, It is what it is. And I pretty much um I'm pretty happy about the lawsuit that the creator of Palworld are actually getting, because Palworld is a game that needs to be knocked off of the gaming charts, because I think it literally infringed on the Pokemon Company's copyrights. No, I don't even know if it infringed on Nintendo's copyrights in any sort of way. But even if it did, I'm sure Nintendo would know exactly what to go off to Palworld for. The creator of Palworld, excuse me. And I'm getting rid of that card because I'm not really a fan of that number. Yeah, if somebody gets the idea that they can just put that number on their card or in their ID card, we all know what that number is, and that number, believe it or not, don't get me wrong, but I believe that that number is the number of Satan's lair. I mean, that number shouldn't really, it's not an appropriate number to have on your league card. I apologize. I apologize if you just, since those of you watching have seen that. That is not a number that should really be used on your league card. Because it's disturbing, and I'm not even going to have that show up on in my league card lists. Yeah. Anyway, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo probably know exactly what to go after Palworld for. Palworld is one of those games that I seriously hope gets taken off of the Pokemon Company and Nintendo may know exactly what to go after Palworld for. The creator of the Palworld, excuse me. And, you know, I support the Pokemon Company and Nintendo going after Palworld because the team Palworld has probably put similar stuff in the games that is similar to Pokemon in Palworld. And I could just almost think that I am so right on that. I mean, I'm just... I could probably just guess myself that I'm right about this. And, you know, I'm probably right about the Pokemon Company and Nintendo know exactly what to go after Palworld for. And I 100% support the Pokemon Company and Nintendo. I have both the Pokemon Company and Nintendo have my full support to be going after the creator of the Palworld. And yes, Palworld, in my opinion, I would think that they indeed have put similar stuff in their game Palworld. I'm very sure they put something similar to what Pokemon actually had. And I really want to hope that Palworld actually gets taken down. The Pokemon Company and Nintendo, I would honestly view they have a right to take down Palworld. If that's what a judge orders of the creator of the Palworld to take their game down, this will be a sweet victory for the Pokemon Company and Nintendo. And I'm sure the creator of the Palworld could come out with some kind of apology letter saying that we recognize how bad we've hurt the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, and we've decided to take Palworld down because of whatever reason. And we apologize for any inconvenience that this may have caused for the players that were a fan of Palworld. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like what we said here, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, Charles Morse. And, you know, the Pokemon Company and Nintendo might just have a real big victory in the complete takedown of Palworld. Have a good day. I will see you all in the next video.